This evening, you are among friends. Friends who have played a part in one way or another in enabling us to reach this golden age. At the end of the evening, apart from having enjoyed yourselves, I hope that your sides will ache with laughing at some of the events which I suspect you're going to be reminded, and of course we've already seen just how good you are and how your vocal cords are being exercised already. Many of you would not believe how much Manx Radio has changed over the past few years. Fortunately, and I should add very forcefully, those who still work at the station haven't forgotten that without the amazing foresight, enthusiasm and loyalty of those who went before us and started all this, and yes, I mean many of you here this evening, without your contribution, we would not be here at all. Many of you, I'll get you back later, many of you gave up your careers and very livelihood to join the pioneers in Manx Radio. For instance, Laurie Quayle, where are you, Laurie? Although unusually, Charlie Webster. Charles Webster, I should say. Actually persuaded, I believe, John Grierson to give him a rise. Yes, you may well ask. There is, of course, David Collister. That KFC lookalike. DC was mixed up in concrete out at Braddon with Big John Knieve. But DC, he washed off his boots and joined our young and struggling radio station. The sacrifices were enormous, but the can-do attitude was always there. The one thing that united them all was they were all crazy about radio.
Yes, yes.
Among all those stalwarts who are around still is Terry Crinkle. The doyen of Manx journalism, who from the very early days was a loyal supporter and is still part of the team at Manx Radio. As many of you know, at the grand old age of 110, he still has a special corner in Manx Radio, where sometimes on his lunch break he nods over his crossword, and where, working at his faithful typewriter, he has the finest view in the island when the weather's fine. Long may he be there. Apart from those I just mentioned, there were a couple of other pioneers. There was the then governor of this Crown dependency, Sir Ronald Garvey, a staunch supporter of Manx Radio. And there was the late Sir Charles Carouche, who went into battle with Mr. Wedgwood Ben. Oh, and not a pioneer, but there was Mr. Brian Kreisky, who wanted to take us over. And as we all know, Tynwald would have none of it. And let's not forget the mountain of reports that have been generated over the years. The Cole, the Darwin, the internal audit report from the Treasury, all saying much the same thing. We were doing a good job, but could do better. Over the years, I'm sure many of you will be aware that when it comes to Manx Radio, everyone becomes an expert. A bit like tourism. 2014 was a significant year. There was a report from the Select Committee of Tynwald on Manx Radio. The resultant debate sealed our fate, and thankfully, our future. The committee understood the hard work and outstanding achievement of Manx Radio, and sensibly, our status is to be embodied in new statute. Tynwald, the highest court in the land, decided unanimously that Manx Radio, owned by the people of the Isle of Man, should be the public service broadcaster in the Isle of Man, a fitting outcome in our 50th year. Manx Radio is a valuable national asset. And we look forward to serving the Isle of Man for another 50 years. And I have no doubt, having seen some of you this evening, that some of you will be here for our centenary. But not I. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, as one distinguished radio executive said to me last year, Manx Radio is a national treasure. I agree wholeheartedly, and I'm sure you all do. Thank you for coming this evening, and enjoy yourselves. Thank you.